Hey everybody, and thanks for tuning in to Woodcrest Bonsai. Today I'm going to continue my cutbacks on my Parrot Beak in training, and I've decided to videotape all of them so that I will have the history of every tree. And once again, my goal is to produce montages after 2 or 3 years of the same tree, from the cutting to the first beginnings to the first 3 or 4 cutbacks to the initial styling, to put it into a bonsai pot, to the continual maintenance, to a finished tree. So that's my goal. So I've decided just to videotape the trimming of all of these guys. And growing in typical Parrot's Beak fashion, with massive amounts of long leggy growth. But this is another nice tree. I'm not sure why I have this right here. It's already been cut once. Sometimes I have been going in there and cutting. So we have a first main branch, we have a second main branch, we have an apex that is not right now, not really defined all that well. I know I don't want it to come over here, so I'm going to chop that guy away. And I think that's going to be it for this one. There's a couple of different choices for the apex, and I think I'll let it go through one or maybe even 2 more extensions of growth. So let it grow way out again and then decide, because sometimes the plant will decide for you. It will push new growth and you'll say, oh yes, okay, I like that. So for now I'm just going to leave the apex in a little bit of, I don't want to say confusion, but I'm not really going to absolutely say that's the apex there and then cut everything else off like I have done in some of the others. So that's the first one. The next one is going to be probably a taller tree. Give it the haircut. See where I'm going with it. Prune off some of the leaves so we can see the trunk line. Now this tree, if we're going to make this the front, has motion forward and backwards. It doesn't, has some sideward motion, but sometimes that forward and back can also create some visual interest. And it can always be changed. If we do this, this could be an interesting front where we have first main branch. That would be the first main branch, which is tiny right now, but they grow so fast that you could develop that into the first main branch in no time at all. And that may be where I'm going with this tree. That front there is not that great. This one here makes a much nicer front. So if this is going to be the first main branch, I need to shorten this growth, shooting way up. And eventually that will be wired down into there, or I can just trim it to a downward growing leaf. So now the new growth, I gotta get that leaf out of there. The new growth will follow that leaf. And then for the top, probably want to go up into here. So we'll cut it to there. So now we've got our motion here, motion here, motion here, motion here. Maybe a couple more little toot toot toot. And there's the next one. This tree has a very low scar, because I'm not really showing you, because these guys really haven't manifested it. But a lot of times, if left to their own devices, they will sucker from the base. And if you let that sucker really elongate, it can become just as thick as the base very quickly, because they seem to have that kind of basal growth. I've been keeping these guys from doing that, which is why you don't really see it that much. So then if we use this as the front, that's still a decent front. And right away we have basically a perfectly placed first main branch, which is that guy. And then really not much else. So this is just one way you just, okay, there you go. And then we're going to have to develop more branching, more movement. And this could also be just tweaked a little bit, so that's the front. So there's the next one. This one here is about as sparse and as thin as any of them. So not much decision making to do here. When I first looked at it, I thought, you know, maybe I might even make this into a bunjin. Not entirely sure how easy it would be to keep a parrot's beak in the bunjin style because they just grow so fast. You'd have to be trimming it every time you ate. Anyway, we're gonna do that. I think that's what they call a quickie. This one is quite tall, quite lanky. It's going to be a taller tree based on the trunk and the movement. It's pretty obvious that this is going to be the first main branch. Going to take this guy off. Unfortunately, the lower trunk is also very what they call stovepipe. So a stovepipe branch or trunk on a bonsai is simply a branch that has no taper. So it's as thick around here as it is here, like a stovepipe. If I get pops, which I will, down low here, I may leave those for sacrifice branches. Reduce the first main branch. We have some confusion up in here. What are we going to do there? We're going to take that guy. Cut some of this away. If we remove some of the leaves, we see there's decent movement up into here. Really need a first main branch coming out of here. There's certain ones, probably this one's the best, placed the best to be the second main branch. So we'll cut him off like that. And then I'm going to take this guy off completely. This one here is going to be a back branch. And also take this one off completely too. And there's still a little confusion here. In the apex, we've got, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to take it off right here. There's a tiny little branch shooting up exactly parallel to what I'm going to keep as the apex. So I'm going to take him out of there. There we go. Much nicer. And this will be a taller tree, another, what I would say, feminine tree. And a lot of these are going to have the movement and countenance of a feminine tree. There's a couple little stumpy ones that will have a little more masculine feel to them. I do have some growing in the ground that now have trunks that are about an inch across, and they may make some very interesting, more masculine trees. You know, cut them back, and I'm still letting them grow too. So, and then, let me see, what is it? It's August 2nd right now. So basically 2 months, right? Because it was Memorial Day. So end of May, end of June. Yeah, 2 months ago I bought 2 massive Parrot Beak with trunks, you know, like this. And you can watch that video right here. And they will be much more masculine trees based on the way they were styled. And I didn't do that. I bought them styled like that. And they're still in training, but I think they're going to be amazing trees once they're styled and completed. This one is also completed. And the last one in this video has some crazy growth coming right at us. Woo! If this is the front, or if this could be the front. And I'm not quite sure. I think I want to leave this as a sacrifice branch because once again, the base of the trunk just has no taper. So this would be the first main branch because it's perfectly placed right at the outside of the curve. And just take all the rest of this down and worry about an apex later. And I'm going to shorten the sacrifice branch too because based on the fact that they have those little spines, if you let them grow really wild, then they begin to interlock with each other, so you pick one up and 3 or 4 more come with. So that's it for this video. I think, what was that? Was that 5 or 6 more? I can't remember. But it's a pretty quick process because right now we're just looking at the basic frame. The more detailed pruning to get them to be a finished tree will come later. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, and I know I might be getting redundant, but please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can continue to watch the development of all my trees, and leave a comment if you'd like. So I truly appreciate all the people that have subscribed, and that's about it for today. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.